one. Stupid. What up, movie disciples and good people of YouTube? Movie Messiah here with another episode of Movie Mondays, episode 6. And, I couldn't do it alone. I have some special guests, and I got my co-host. I got my dude, G, joining me as always. And I have Kelsey returning for the second time. So
with a K.
Yes, Kelsey with a K. Kelsey with a K, you guys. And for the first time ever on the channel, a movie expert, we have Mr. Tyler. Guys, what's going on, sir?
Hey. Hello.
Coming on the
Awesome.
show.
Happy to be here.
Yeah. Kelsey was like, yo, he's dope with movies, TV shows. He's down with it. So I'm like, why not?
He's always got the references.
See? I'm like,
Yeah,
I need somebody to chop it up with. So why not? Before we get into the episode, make sure you guys follow me and everybody else on social media. And make sure you guys like, share, and hit the subscribe button. Yeah, wherever Kelsey's flashing, maybe that's where it'll be at. We shall see. So first up, we talked about it a little bit last week, but I know I want to get some other input since G wasn't here. And we have a new guest on the show, Tyler. Snyder Cut is going to HBO Max sometime next year. How do you think it's going to turn out? How do we feel about Zack Snyder finally getting his cut? Before that, did you even like the first Justice League? How'd you feel about the original Justice League, Tyler?
Me, first time I saw it, it was a mess. I mean, it kind of, you feel Joss Whedon's touch all over it. Yep. Obviously the CGI Henry Cavill mustache thing is a fiasco. Mm-hmm. It was just a mess, but like at the same time, it kind of felt like that show, The Super Friends from the '60s, all the DC characters. When I watched it, I was like, maybe this is the vibe they're going for now. I don't know, but like I rewatched it again, like when it hit HBO, like 6 months later. I was like, yeah, this movie's a mess. And,
right.
I'll wait till you ask follow-up questions to that, but that's how I feel.
It was a mess. And
I love DC. Like DC, Batman, Superman, they're all my favorites. I love Marvel, but I've always kind of swung towards DC. I have way more DC comics than I do Marvel comics. They're just kind of my characters. So I was disappointed in everything that went down.
Okay, well, I guess back to my original question. How do you think Zack Snyder getting his chance to fully show his vision, you think it's going to turn out? Will it be an improvement, or will it be a huge improvement? Will it be like a slight improvement? How do you feel?
I want it to be an improvement. Mm-hmm. I liked Batman versus Superman. I'm at that category where I don't think it's the greatest thing to ever hit a cinema.
Right.
But I also don't think it was as bad as everybody said it was. That's not my opinion. I'm not hopping on these shows to say it's my opinion and everybody else sucks. But
you can do that.
I can't like that. No. I loved it. I thought the extended cut was a lot better.
Yes. Yes.
And I think, I don't know why the guy gets so much crap. I don't know what goes on behind the scenes, and there's, I think, politics involved in Warner Brothers that just ruined him. And I don't think it's all his fault. I do think he does well with a better set of writers behind him, because I don't think his strength is in writing. I think his strengths are in visuals.
Yes.
So I think if he's just got a good set of writers behind him, he can make a good film. Like I love 300. I loved Watchmen, even though I didn't think it needed to be a shot-for-shot remake of the graphic novel. Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of balls in that.
Yeah. I did like Man of Steel. There were some messy parts, but I did like it.
Top 10 underrated for me.
Yeah.
We talk about that.
Yeah. But I think it's going to be good. I'm happy he's getting his shot. When I try to, speak positive about Zack Snyder, people think I'm being one of those Snyder bros. But I don't believe in fandom, going at war with a studio. Like, I think there's got to be a cutoff point there, but I am happy that it is an actual thing. And I think it's worth a shot to see.
Right. Okay.
So I'm excited.
Kelsey, any thoughts?
I have no thoughts.
I figured. G, what about you?
You answered the hell out of that question.
You did that.
I'm sorry. Dude, it's like me and my wife here. I got nobody to talk to sometimes besides my wife, and I can't geek out about superheroes with her all the time. So it just comes out.
My girl's
sorry.
Like, my girl's into it. Most time she's like, all right, I'm done. I'm like, all right, I need to talk to other people about this. G, what about you? Do you think it's going to be an improvement? Are you excited that this is going to happen? Come on, man.
Well said.
You know what? I think, if I remember right, Kelsey had asked us, how do we keep going to the theater and knowing that it's like the same character like over and over and over again, right? You know, I think I can just literally ride that wave and still watch it and just be like ready for the next one, even as I'm watching it. I'm just like, okay, well, just give it a shot. Like there's gonna be another one. It's not gonna be the end of the character like that. So I think I have like going into it, I'm already like, okay, like
whatever it is.
I'm here for it.
Yeah, I'm here for it because I ain't go. Well, it's like I'm never gonna be on so far. I don't think where I'm like not gonna go. You know what I'm saying? Or like not gonna watch it. I'm still gonna, like we've all been saying in this, like nerd out over it, like whatever, just so I can at least have in my next experience like those to kind of build off of. You know what I mean? Because I mean, it our set so high. I think already from like, fuck man, all the other Batmans we've got, all the other like, I had 3 different perspectives. I had a different Flash in my head going in watching that movie. I had
from the TV show,
yeah. I had Christopher Nolan's Batman in my head going in there, so I could have scrutinized. You know what I mean? Like, dude. So I was like, whatever. I'm gonna just go in here and just drool over Gal and whatever.
Yeah.
Well, I understood the merit after I asked the question because I realized that if they made like another Friday the 13th, I'd be in that theater, eating that up.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you love something, you're gonna want to consume it, and you're gonna be more hungry for content, regardless of if Christopher Nolan's in it every time.
Right. I think I said last week. I remember like I lowered my expectations from like after watching like Batman vs Superman, like. And then watching an extended cut, like you said, Tyler, like it helped. I was like, okay, this makes a little bit more sense. So going from like Justice League and then just hearing all the news, I was like, they cut it down to straight up 2 hours. I was like, they messed with a lot of stuff. I was like, this is not gonna work.
When I saw that runtime of like 2 hours, I immediately was like, I don't know, this is gonna be trash. This is gonna be trash.
Yeah, so I was like
this needs a solid 230 to 240.
Exactly. I'm like, it's the first time they're all getting together. Like this, you're jamming some people in there we haven't seen really on the screen. Like we haven't seen Cyborg, and at the time we hadn't seen Aquaman either. We had seen the 3 of them. We seen Flash a little bit in Suicide Squad. Like this is gonna be. I walked away from. I was like, this is a C-. I'm like, this is all right. So I think with Snyder getting a chance to complete what he wants to do, I think it could go to a B-. Fingers crossed. I don't know, but like you were saying, like I think he's great visually. Like his visuals are insane. Like what he wants to do and what he wants to shoot. Writing wise, I'm like, yeah, I don't know. So maybe, hopefully, what he wrote, maybe it will help improving. So I'm excited to see what happens.
Me too. I liked the Joss Whedon cut, whatever you want to call it. I'm excited because like I actually thought Cyborg, he's the character that I think out of all of them, I mean, like, I know about him and stuff, but like I think to the general public that goes in and they don't know a lot about him. And I actually thought even the actor's performance, he was a very effective role in the cut that was in theaters. And I know they cut a lot. I think his character arc, it's a very dramatic thing. And from what you could tell was going on in the story, that I think it would be cool to see more of. And I think I'm actually really excited about that. I think Ezra Miller, I don't know. I know he kind of was in the headlines a couple months ago. He like slapped a woman or something. I don't know if that was fake or not. Like people were saying it was fake. But I don't know. I felt like his character got a lot of rewrites because some of his dialogue seemed very Joss Whedon-esque. There was a lot of these kind of one-liner zingers, and I know you could probably get away with that with the Flash, but it'd be nice to see the Iris West. She got cut out of it completely. Like, even if it's just like one or two scenes, it'd be nice to see something like that.
Yeah. So, man, like we're on the same page about a lot of this stuff. I guess speaking of cuts, Suicide Squad, David Ayer, the director of Suicide Squad, he might get his own cut because there was a lot of word that, a lot of the Joker scenes was cut out and everything. One, do we think that's going to happen? And two, do we care?
Who was the Joker? Was that Jay at the time?
Jared Leto, right?
Jared Leto, yeah.
Right? Okay. All right.
We don't care, and it probably is going to happen because they're probably bored in isolation,
Yeah.
I mean, because if anything with David Ayer, like, I guess he shot what he shot. It just like got edited out, so it should be a whole lot easier to put that together. And like that could get released by the end of this year if you think about it. If they want to take the time to do it,
I can't imagine what more they could do to that movie.
I was very let down by Suicide Squad. It just,
to say the least.
I was going to the theater that weekend. I went by myself.
Yeah.
On like a Tuesday at 2:00. Like I was like, screw you haters. This is gonna like win over everybody that didn't like Batman versus Superman.
Right.
Nah, it was it just reeked of recuts.
Yeah.
Jared Leto, like, he didn't have to be in that movie. Like, they didn't need the Joker, I felt. But it's cool to have. I thought his look was cool. I thought it was a cool look for him. But it felt messy. And I think David Ayer is Ayer. I can never say his name.
Right.
I think he's a pretty good filmmaker. I think, like Snyder, he has an aesthetic that I enjoy personally. But I don't really need to see the Suicide. I don't know. I'm excited for James Gunn's Suicide Squad. I'm excited to see that just because that's a personal thing. I like James Gunn. James Gunn. I don't know. I kind of felt David Ayer, despite me liking his work, I don't know if he was the right guy for that job. Personally.
Yeah, like he's super gritty, and I feel like they were trying to look for something gritty, but like I said, there's so many cuts. It was like it just didn't flow. So like once Batman vs Superman was starting to get a little messy, they was like, yo, we need to start cutting some of this stuff out. I felt like, and then it was like, we got Suicide Squad. Like I feel like the soundtrack and Margot Robbie and Will Smith is the best parts of the movie. And Viola Davis, she was cool what she was, but it was like, all right, it was just stuff happening. I was like, who am I supposed to care about?
I know it was not cohesive at all. There was a lot of moving parts.
Yeah. That intro, like where they're introducing character after character, and at one point I was like, "We're like 30 minutes in now. Like, like let's get going." And it's
like a heist movie.
Yeah, like I'm sitting there, and like Viola Davis is at dinner, and I'm watching it. I'm going, I'm gonna bet the price of admission she's talking to Bruce Wayne. And wasn't she talking to Ben Affleck?
Yeah, at the end,
yeah.
Abs
I don't know.
It said like secret on the 3-ring binder or whatever. You know the ones we used to have where the middle one would always not be adjacent. You know what I mean?
I hate those.
Like, this is what she's keeping this information in. It's great. Like,
she took it back old school. Yeah, so I guess I personally myself, I don't know if I care too much. Only thing was if I were to see it, I would like to see Jared Leto kind of get to be more of a Joker because I he's obviously had to do something different from Heath Ledger, and it was supposed to be set in like current time. So,
but those are huge shoes to fill. The Joker's already such a unique character. You can't just have someone who just acts wild, therefore he's the Joker. I think Jared Leto is just like a wild guy. And sure, he could be crazy enough to be the Joker, but like he doesn't have that thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm like we didn't get enough time. Like,
he's an Oscar winner, Kelsey.
Yeah.
Put some respect on
Put some respect on his name.
He's gonna be.
I'm
Morbius.
not a Leto bro.
He's gonna be Morbius later on this year or next year.
Oh yeah.
He believes in himself. He was like, "Well, this didn't work. I'm gonna do something else. Send a superhero movie. Something is going down soon."
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
He does believe in himself.
Okay, with everybody getting like, I guess possibly getting cuts, does it set like a wild precedent for like fans? Like fans lost their minds when they saw Sonic earlier last year, and it was like that cannot be on the big screen. So they went back and redid that, which obviously it helped. Does that say something crazy happened? Because if David Ayer gets a cut, who knows? We get like a Josh Trank cut from Fantastic Four that came out 5-6 years ago. Exactly. Yeah. Like, is that something dangerous that could happen? It's like, yo, we hate this. Do it over.
I like it. You're making it for the people.
Oh, I thought you said you liked Fantastic Four.
No. I like that they're listening to people. They're like giving in to the fan, what the fans want. And if they hate your product, it's also in your best interest to change the product up anyways. But everything else works like that. You know, if you come out with a jacket that gets holes in the armpits all the time, they're going to try to remake that jacket so that doesn't happen. I think the same could be with the movies.
Hell of a reference. Hell of
a reference.
What'd you think, Tyler?
Of what? There was a lot going on right there. I'm still thinking about Kelsey's reference.
Yeah. The Carhartts with the vents in the.
That happens a lot. Come on.
No, I got you.
Mike. Is this good or bad that fans have this much influence now?
I don't know. This was the one question you gave me that I was it is kind of let down when you're hyped up for a certain intellectual property that gets a big release that just is a letdown. And I mean, usually there's always director's cuts that come out eventually.
True.
Not even just in superhero movies, just anything like how many times has Blade Runner been recut? I mean, Ridley Scott's been working on that since like 1984. Even Star Wars. I mean, George Lucas can't really recut it anymore, but so I don't know. I think it's okay. I think it's cool that maybe there's a shift in power in the studios there where, you know, they got someone there that's listening, and respects a lot of the IP and the rights of all this stuff they own, that they want to do it right. They want to please the fans. 'Cause, you know, the thing is if you have fandom, you know, you can make a lot of money. And so like, you know, that's why people who are fans of horror movies still will watch anything, even if, who are you pointing at, you or?
Oh, my bad. Kelsey's below me on the Brady.
Oh,
she's over here to me.
No, like horror movies, like, you know, people, I lost my train of thought where I was going with that.
Maybe you're saying like people keep watching like horror movies.
Because the point.
Because maybe they'll get it correct at some point.
Maybe they'll get it correct, and I don't know. I lost my train of thought, but
you know, I think that your examples are a little different because, like, you know, with people like Stanley Kubrick, he did all those cuts for himself. He wasn't listening to fans. Like, you can almost say the same about the couple other references that you made. Like, are people begging for that? Because that's a different topic as like a director who can't stop obsessing over it and keeps doing it versus, you know, one release of Sonic that was just total ass. You can censor that.
That's a valid point.
Put a little thing over my mouth.
I still have not seen Sonic though.
Oh man, we'll get into that a little bit.
So
later.
I kind of just sit that one out, but
gotcha.
But I heard it's phenomenal.
It is great.
G, what about you? Do you think is it good or bad that fans might have so much say so with movies nowadays?
I think it's good. Yeah, it's a safe spot. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's always good.
I feel like if you hire a director, you should trust his vision. Obviously, you know, you got to cut some things down because you want to know a decent runtime so people can keep going into the theater and keep watching the movie over and over again. At the same time, like, if you trust the director, trust him. Like, I wanted to see Josh Trank's Fantastic Four because I enjoyed it so much out of Chronicle. when I saw like the first like 20 minutes of Fantastic Four, I was like, all right, this ain't bad. What are we talking about? And I saw it, I was like, the rest of it, and I was like, what is happening? Like, this is bad. This is so bad. This makes no sense. It's just boring.
Boring.
So it was boring. It was
well, no, I think it has to be like a huge reason why they would like do another cut of it. Not just like fans don't like one scene or fans don't like this and that. Like, yes, trust your director. And at the end of the day, like, people don't really dive deep a lot and question why directors make choices. They'll just get all up in arms. I mean, like things like Sonic, that was such a swing and a miss that they wouldn't have even gotten any fans if they didn't take it back and redo it.
He looks terrifying. He looks terrifying.
I got. There's on the topic of Fantastic Four, and as well, I just got to do a plug.
Yeah, do it.
No, not for me. It's for someone else. It's for something else out there. It's actually a documentary.
Okay.
Have you guys heard of? There's a documentary about and a friend of mine has actually directed it. You guys have heard about the 1994 unreleased Fantastic Four movie?
I feel like I've heard about it. It's really, really small.
Well, it was, you know who Roger Corman is? You guys know that? Yeah, he, I guess, this is like back before Marvel got really big into movies. They were just basically based off of comic books. Roger Corman's company in the 90s got the rights to do the Fantastic Four. And I'm probably getting some of this backstory wrong, but they went out and it was low budget. And I think you can actually look up the movie on YouTube.
Okay. I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
It looks low budget. It looks like the like Dr. Doom's like lair looks like someone's garage with like some just cheap like evil layer things around him, and it's just dark and lit.
Like a lot.
And then they have like 3 other locations, and that's it. And it looks like they shot it in like 6 days. And actually, I think the guy who plays the Thing in it. Do you know in Casino, the guy who gets his head in a vice?
Yes, yeah.
It's that guy. And but
it's got dark.
Yeah, it just got dark. The guy who got whacked by Joe Pesci.
Spoiler alert! Censor that too.
Anyway, right before the movie was about to get released, there was a bunch of stuff behind the scenes with rights and. I don't know, the producers they lost the rights, Marvel, I don't know, something happened, and the movie got shelved. Like, there was a movie premiere for it, and everything was ready, and they just shelved the whole project. So it became this long-lost, like, Fantastic Four movie, and I guess there's been a demand for it over, like, the past 15, 20 years.
Right.
And even though you can see it on YouTube, but it's just my friend made a documentary. I'm not sure if it's still on Amazon Prime. Or it was on Hulu for a while, but it's called Doom.
Who made the documentary?
Marty Langford. Maybe he'll see this. But he actually might. I'll let him know. Give him a shout out. But it's called it's called Doomed: The Untold Story of Roger Corman's Fantastic Four or something. It's a pretty cool little documentary.
Okay. I want to check. I guess I'll check that out and then go check out the Fantastic Four movie on YouTube.
Dude, it's actually not that bad. Like, it's really not that bad.
Okay. So it's better than the one that came out 5 years ago, is what you're saying?
Yeah. If you can look past the fact that it was made for like $6,000, it's not that bad.
Wait, I guess speaking of movies that. No, terrible segue. Whatever. Anyway, Sonic 2. I got nothing. Sometimes I try to segue the shit.
Speaking of movies. Speaking of evil layers.
Yeah, Sonic 2 is getting a sequel. Finally got greenlit. I expected that it was. I know G saw it. Tyler, I know you said you didn't see it. Kelsey, did you see it? Did you see the first Sonic?
I saw clippings of it. I didn't see it.
Okay. G, can you give them I guess a reaction without spoiling anything, or I guess to tell them why they should go see before I just say anything else about Sonic 2 and how I was about to it.
All Red. I'm glad you said that. Do y'all care spoilers at all, or no?
I do. Don't
spoilers?
You say that?
I care.
No.
I care. Wait, where are you? I care.
Damn it.
What G gonna spoil? G will spoil the shit out. So I'm like, no, G.
How is Jim Carrey as Dr. Robotnik?
All right. So for me, like when I went in it, I was like, okay, is he going to be Eggman? Like, or did you guys play the game? You guys play the. Is he going to be Eggman? Is he going to be right? I was like, so I said, I love Jim Carrey already. He was so charismatic, and for me, like as a kid, I had a totally different perspective of Dr. Robotnik because he never really was like in the games like for Sega as a person with like dialogue and stuff. He was just menacing. He was always in like a robot, always just like tearing shit up. So it was cool to see him with a personality. You know what I'm saying? And I think someone like Jim Carrey who has so many personalities that I thought he was great. You know what I mean? Like I was like,
Jim Carrey's a god.
Yeah,
I love Jim Carrey.
Fight everyone on it. I love him so much.
For him to have like a wide range, especially from like doing comedy, like he could definitely be rated R. But the movie needed him to be menacing, but then also like relatable from probably a crowd from like a PG-13 standpoint or whatever. And I think that I definitely was like, wow, okay, he's all of these. You know what I mean? Like it was cool.
It felt like a throwback Jim Carrey performance.
Nice.
It was
cool.
He was goofy as usual. You know what I'm saying? I felt like it was just he was hilarious.
So he laid off the acid for a week.
Yeah, that's what it felt like.
Yeah, he did have that, but it was it was cool. I think that I'm like you guys said earlier. I'm glad that they reshot Sonic because. I mean, I thought he looked so good from a like, to see him on screen or whatever. I thought he looked great or whatever. But I mean, it was cool. It was definitely cool. I think you guys should see it. The ending, of course, is what obviously gives you a green light for a second. Like the very, very, very ending. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Tell us what it was. I'm just kidding.
I'd want to so bad, but
I feel like Tyler's brain is like, you know what? Damn, I think I need to check out Sonic for real now.
I wanted to
watch Sonic.
If you play the game, you can piece it together on,
I'm thinking of all the other characters now, and I'm like,
taking my headset out.
Okay.
I have a little fun fact. I have an aunt the same age as me, and she would occasionally kind of wander in when I was playing Sega, and I'd hand her a controller, and I'm like, I can't reach this location. I need you to help me get here. And obviously, I'm playing Sonic, so she would be like, "Okay, I got your back." You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna spoil it, but just know that my aunt and I definitely became closer from playing Sega.
Nice.
Does the sequel have anything to do with the plot line of Sonic Pinball?
Maybe.
Not really. No.
I just remember that was like one of the last Sonic games I ever played. So.
Yeah. Sonic Pinball.
That would be cute.
The game was
Let's make that happen.
I thought the movie was like a buddy cop film, but I don't want to say for kids, but for like a family like fun crowd. Like gonna get your Sonic, gonna get jokes. It's like a buddy cop like road trip film, and Sonic got to do like some dope stuff. Like it met the expectation. I thought I was like, this is gonna be initially. I was like, this is gonna be weak, and then I saw like the last trailer. I was like, you know what, this might be kind of fun, and it was fun. I mean, if you like Detective Pikachu, I feel like it was a little bit better than Detective Pikachu. So if you enjoy that, I think.
Are y'all wearing blue to represent Sonic?
Yeah. Right.
You see the vision. There you go. You see it.
Got you.
Right.
So I think like G said, they set up something like right at the end, and then there was like another. It was like I think it was like a mid-credit scene. They set up for like the sequel for sure. Without spoiling, but it was a good time. So whenever you guys get a chance to check it, I think you guys would enjoy it.
Oh yeah.
And I think Sonic 2. Yeah, I think Sonic 2 is gonna be a lot of fun whenever we get off pause, like from how the world is right now. Tyler, since you're a first-time guest, I always try to ask people what have they been rewatching or revisiting as far as like TVs and movies since we've been on lockdown for the past couple months.
Dude, how far do you want to go back? Like, you want to go back to like March?
What do you feel like?
All right, I'll try not to make it too long. I really haven't been watching a lot. I've been reading
Okay.
Actually, I haven't been reading. I've been reading and writing.
You think you're better than us?
You're being productive.
Yeah.
I like it. Better than me.
He said, yeah. I read my pizza menu the other day.
Word. I actually, as of last night, I'll start here. I started watching Twin Peaks again.
Yeah.
Which,
Jeez.
to be honest,
that was a restaurant.
It is,
What is
right?
It's a restaurant, but it was originally a show.
Yep. It was
It's
a show
ridiculous.
I totally forgot about that. It's like a Hooters knockoff, right?
Yep.
It's a horror show. You would like it.
I'm talking about the restaurant now.
As of last night, I just was staring at the building.
Yeah.
Longing for what we can't have.
Right.
No,
Twin
I
Peaks
started
is
watching.
excellent.
Twin Peaks is excellent. I only seen bits and pieces, so I'm going to do the whole thing, and then I'm going to go on Showtime, and I'm going to watch the newer one they did a couple years ago.
Right.
Yeah.
I did that. Me and my wife actually last night watched the first episode of that Epstein documentary that just started.
On
I know
Netflix,
this yeah.
I can't handle any more.
What the hell else? I watched all 2 seasons of Barry on HBO.
Nice.
Yes. I just finished it myself. Yeah.
Oh, dude, so good.
So
good.
good. So
oh
good.
My God.
It's hilarious and dark.
Yeah, Bill Hader. Like, I didn't know he had that in him. I mean, I always knew he was talented. But
right.
wow.
Exactly. Exactly.
What else have I been watching? I'm in the middle of also with HBO. I'm on the middle of The Deuce with
Okay. James Franco. Yeah, James Franco.
James Franco, Maggie Gyllenhaal. It's about 42nd Street in like the 70s and early 80s.
Yep.
Prostitution.
Porn.
Yeah,
you're gonna get your fill of women and breasts.
Yeah,
it sounds like a better time.
Well, the thing is there's a lot of nude women, but there's also a lot of nude men. So you get the best of both worlds. I don't know.
Right.
And everything in between.
Yeah. Superhero like stuff. I got to catch up on The Flash. I kind of fell out of it like beginning of the season. I don't know why. I just didn't get back into it.
Me too. Me too.
I think it's getting near the end for it.
We talked about that last week. We were like, how many more seasons do we think we can get out of The Flash? I'm like, I don't say I hope 8. I'm thinking 8, maybe 9, because it still does great numbers. I feel like it's the highest rated most watched show on the CW/Arrowverse. So, but at the same time, like we're stretching things here now. So I'm like, we're gonna wrap this up. But I don't want anybody to lose their jobs or anything like that. So
give us Green Lantern.
Yeah.
Let's go to HBO Max. Sorry, G. HBO Max.
That first season of The Flash was incredible. Like that was incredible for the CW to like the writing on that.
I tried to get my girl to watch it. She's like, I'm like, it's too cheesy. I'm like, it's not cheesy. Calm down. Trust me, it's good. Right.
Calm down.
It's like Arrow season 2.
Yeah. I don't know what else. I can't think of anything off the top. A lot of old movies too. I don't know why. I watch a lot of TCM lately.
Okay.
Damn. I don't know.
That's all my parents watch.
No, my mom's a big TCM fan, and we kind of geek out over it. And she's like, "Here's what's on tonight. You should check it out. It's from 1938." And I'm like, "Yeah, Mom, I'll check it out."
Nice. Shout out, moms.
Yeah.
All the Humphrey Bogarts.
Yes.
Give it to me.
Are you watching Back to the Future? I hadn't seen that in a while. I saw it on Netflix. I was like, let's watch this. I need something to kind of cheer me up. Saw that, had a good ass time. Like, I'm going to start rewatching Community. We were talking about it last time Kelsey was on.
Yeah.
Trying to put my girl onto the train. She's lost.
Text me the whole time. Reactions after every episode.
Right here.
It was another show on ABC about friends. It's called like the modern day Friends, and I watched all 3 seasons of it. It was like with Damon Wayans Jr. Well, I'm gonna blank on the name of the show. I just started rewatching it.
I think I know what you're talking about.
I think I know what you're talking about too. I think my wife watches it.
Happy Endings. That's the name of it. Happy Endings.
Never mind. She doesn't watch that.
it was like
there's another one.
it was a bunch of shows coming out. I enjoyed the crap out of it. They screwed it over. They kept bouncing it around, but I've been rewatching that.
I've been torturing myself because I watched The Hunchback of Notre Dame the other day, which is actually very intense. And then last night I watched The Help, and you know what? I can't. I broke. I got to stick to things like Community, otherwise I'm just, sitting here going crazy.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
In a dark space. We are in the darkest timeline.
We are in the darkest timeline. I got mustaches for everybody.
Oh, man. I watched, I just remembered, I finally, because it took me like 8 months to finish an entire season, season 2 of The Punisher on Netflix.
I haven't finished season 1. As I was slacking, I was like,
you're good with finishing season 1 and then just
being out. Wow. Wow.
Like,
I heard it got a little different. Season 2, something happened. I was like, what?
It's it's so sluggish. It just, it's what they did with oh wait, never mind. You haven't seen season 2. There's some things I can't say.
Okay. I appreciate you. I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna do it. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, you're welcome. But it's just, I don't know. For me, that's one of the things I've noticed with the later seasons of all those Marvel Netflix shows is I think they should be 8 episodes and not 13, because they'll get to episode 8 and it's like at a peak, and then they'll do like a flashback episode, and then they get back from the flashback episode, and then there's nothing happening for a while. And it just, I don't know. That's why it took me like 8 months to finish it. I just
right.
I couldn't do it.
Yeah. I think when I started watching the first season of The Punisher. I was watching it, and I was enjoying what I was watching. I was like, man, this is moving along a little slow. And then everything else started coming out. There's just so much TV, as far as like Netflix, streaming everything, just regular TV coming out. It's like, when I'm going to catch up now? I'm like, it's on Netflix. I'll catch up to it someday. I'm not deleting Netflix anytime soon. So whatever.
Sometimes when people tell me, hey, it's a slow burn, I'm always like, all right, nah, not for me. You got to get me in the first 20 minutes and I'm on board. Like,
right.
Same. Except Seinfeld. That's the only slow burn that's worth it.
Yeah, all right, I agree there. I agree.
We all agree on that. Well, I mean, that was it. Like I said, I'm trying to do things a little different. I want to be a slow burn either. I don't want the shit to be super long. So getting people in
a slow burn.
Parts.
How did that work?
Yeah, last week was too damn long. I'm like, I'm never doing this ever again. I mean, unless I'm sitting down with like Will Smith somehow doing this.
You never know.
Sorry.
I'm sorry, Tyler. I apologize. I'll bring you in. I'll talk to Will Smith. I'll bring everybody back so we can all talk to Will Smith together.
Oh, dude, I got questions for Will Smith.
Right? Yeah.
Everybody does. Everybody. Man, that was it. That was another episode of Movie Mondays. I appreciate everybody for coming on. Tyler, appreciate you for coming on for this channel. First time ever, man. I'll make sure everybody follows everybody.
Check out his production company.
Twitter, the Ryan Rowe right there. Check that out as well. Make sure you guys follow Kelsey on
with a K
production company.
Kelsey. Thank you for coming back again, Kelsey. And gotta thank my co-host G as usual. Man, make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and follow me on social media, Twitter, all that good stuff. If you like Movie Mondays, cool. If you didn't, man, you guys are tripping. Get down, Movie Mondays.
Ask what's wrong with you, not
That's
us.
right. It's your boy, Movie Messiah, Base 5. Let's ride. Appreciate y'all.